Marvel's Blood Hunt, Issue 1. Across the world, heroes who use the Dark Force are going haywire. Portals to the Dark Dimension are opening and a powerful energy is escaping. In New York, Scarlet Witch has arrived on the scene, moving forward as Blackout raises into the air, dark energy writhing upward into the sky. Iron Man to Scarlet Witch, I'm in the air and it's looking bad. What are we seeing on the ground? Tony asks her. It's Blackout. He was robbing a bank and then he exploded, Wanda reports. Iron Man raises up into the sky, watching as dark energy travels upward, blacking out the sky, blocking the sun. Can you, close them with your magic? Tony asks her and Wanda nods. Certainly, and when I'm done, perhaps I'll go punch out Galactus. She scoffs and Tony sighs. I was really hoping we could use magic to get rid of this one. We're losing the sun, Tony tells her. In New York, Hunter's Moon and Tigra watch as the new Moon Knight explodes. Dark energy shooting off into the sky. Tigra looks at her phone, confirming that it is happening across the world. Darkening of the skies, hiding of the sun, hiding the moon. This isn't a mishap. This isn't an accident, Hunter's Moon says. They both turn, looking up as vampires descend upon them and the civilians around them. It's an attack, Hunter's Moon says. With the skies darkening, the vampires rise up, attacking around the world. In Latveria, people rush across the borders, discovering that it is magically protected from vampires. From his castle, Doom is happy. Excellent. Latveria's borders are secure. Over in Brooklyn, Miles Morales leaps into the air, stabbing a vampire with his venom blade. Okay, vampires, right? What would Blade do? The young hero asks himself as he watches the creature disappear into ash. Miles whirls around as someone steps out of the shadows. That's a good question, isn't it? Blade says as he walks up upon our hero. Things are looking bad, Spider-Man, but I've got a plan. It's not just down to what I do. I've got something that I need you to do. Meanwhile, the rest of the Avengers are fighting, Earth's mightiest heroes, but they're falling back against the onslaught of undead creatures. Where have all of these vampires come from? What did I miss? Thor asks as he whirls his hammer, firing a blast of lightning. Vision comes across the line, confirming that Dracula's whereabouts are currently unknown, though Sam doesn't think that Dracula would risk his new vampire nation. Suddenly, a new voice cuts on the line. Blade is speeding through the city in a massive truck. This is Blade. I'm on the run, and I have information. We need to meet. Lock onto my coordinates and teleport this rig to the Impossible City. Meet you there. Blade out. Aboard the Impossible City, Tony sighs. Works for me. Avengers, I'm calling you home. Moments later, the Avengers have all been teleported to the Impossible City. We've got to make this quick. We're all needed down there, Carol says as she moves forward, and Thor agrees. My rage is endless, Carol. An endless number of foes for which I can beat upon. But they have the numbers and we do not. Not without the sun. Suddenly, the teleporter flares up and Blade's truck comes screeching in. Blade, what the hell is going on? Carol asks as she moves forward, but suddenly she doubles over, clutching her head. Oh, what the? She gasps as she falls. The rest of the Avengers suddenly do the same as the Blood Coven steps out of the back of the truck. The Daywalker couldn't make it. But thank you for inviting us, Avengers, Bloodstorm says as he steps out. My warriors have been waiting for this, the leader says as he orders Megrim to maintain the psychic assault. While Cruel and Unusual focus on Scarlet Witch, Damascene launches against the Thunder God. The superpowered vampires launch forward, and in moments Thor is shocked as Damascene cuts through his skin, and Bloodstorm launches at the rest of the Avengers, throwing them into one another before they can even react. The one known as Smoke Eater launches at Carol, bringing her to the ground before she recovers from the psychic attack. Cruel eats pain, Unusual eats magic, I eat spirits, Megrim eats thoughts and leaves only agony. Smoke Eater gloats. Sam moves quickly to fight against Bloodstorm, but his blows are blocked. Ah, Captain America, you I particularly want. You'll be a fine prize for the Master when I turn you. You'll be our symbol then, and your species will weep. Bloodstorm laughs, twisting and throwing Sam away. But T'Challa is there, swinging his spear. Better than you have tried, T'Challa says as he leaps forward. Meanwhile, Cruel has brought down Tony, his barbed wire tendrils snaking into the armor. Tony staggers. His body is riddled with cuts from Damascene's assault. You may cut me, monster, but you cannot turn me and you cannot kill me. Thor growls, but the Cruel shakes his head as another blade cuts through Thor's skull. What? Kill you? What a waste! We want to keep you. The vampire hisses. The Avengers have fallen. Bloodstorm stalking forward to where T'Challa has fallen. Master be pleased. A good first outing, my lovely blood coven. Bloodstorm says, and T'Challa shakes his head. No. City prepared to dimensional shift. Black Panther shouts, but the ship has been compromised by Cruel's barbed wire tendril. Thought of everything, didn't they? Sam says as he helps T'Challa to his feet, but Black Panther shakes his head. Not quite. He growls as he leaps forward, launching into an attack against Bloodstorm while ordering the ship to emergency eject the members of the team that it can. Sam, Carol, Vision, and Tony are all teleported away. The last thing that they see is T'Challa falling to Bloodstorm's assault. Can't let them have the symbol, because the world needs a symbol, T'Challa gasps. With his victory snatched away, Bloodstorm bellows in a rage. Meanwhile, on Bleecker Street, Doctor Strange and Clea are poring over every tome that they can find. Stephen, my love, we need to be out there, Clea points out, and Stephen agrees with her, but points out that they can assemble the Montesi formula, and they can end this vampire uprising at once, but a voice calls out to them from the shadows. A spell to kill every vampire on Earth? Good trick, Doc. Blade says, stepping into the light, and Strange looks up. It's good to see you, old friend. What is happening? Stephen asks, and Blade shakes his head, explaining that the vampires are organized this time. This is their big push to put the blood drinkers on top. They call themselves the Structure, a vampire cult that is spreading across the world before Moon Knight killed their leader, but they found a new leader, one with a plan. Blade tells him as he moves to look out the window, watching the city burn. He tells them that the vampires have already taken out the Avengers with the Blood Coven. A group of vampires have fed on superhumans and gotten their own abilities. Clea and Stephen are stunned for a moment, but Stephen says that they must assemble the Montesi formula and end the vampire threat. You'd do that? Kill every vampire on Earth? Some of them are on our side, aren't they? Blade asks and Stephen nods, but know that as a doctor, sometimes you must cut away a limb to save a patient. Stephen turns it back to his work. You mentioned a new leader of this structure. Who is the mastermind? Is it Dracula? Stephen asks, but Blade shakes his head as he steps behind his old friend. No, nothing like that. The leader of the structure is me. He snarls as he stabs Stephen Strange through the chest. So I don't know what's going on, but this is pretty crazy, don't you guys think? Blade is apparently a bad guy. It's got to be an alternate dimension. That's my current theory because of the fact that they also, put a blade through Thor's head. But hey, whatever. We're going to find out as it comes out. This is the new event happening over at Marvel. If you want to see me cover it, let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys next time right here.